Welcome one and all, and thank you for joining me. A lot of great information on the table. This is a how-to putting in the new improved GPS 610C. It goes in on top right about this location, and we're going to try to find a way to modify it into the Blade 350QX. You can use double white 3M Scotch Guard self-adhesive tape or DAP laminate self-stickers or laminate tables. Now, before I get started, this is from Pittsburgh Mini Snap Ring Plier Set. It's going to be an excellent tool. I want to make myself nice and comfortable. I want to remove my battery door, and if I have my battery left in my quad and at my workbench, these are where these tools come in nice and handy. My fingers are old. I put them into the EC3 connectors, and they disconnected. That simple. Now, don't just pull on the connector. You may want to put a label saying this is a board connector, because you'll just damage those connections. I don't want to pull on the battery wires as well, but I guess that's the way things work around here to get this out in such a tight compartment. I grab the battery, I place this to the side. Now, what we need to do next is either turn the quad upside down. We could use the styrofoam containers that come with the supplied box, or we can just go directly, place some type of support underneath the arm and take off each of the propeller's screws, bolts. That seems to be comfortable, not too tight. I'm going to try to remember that amount of force it was to take it off with. What I like to do, I like to take these screws and put them in a cold cut container and not lose it. But take note how much Loctite is on that. Do not just put Loctite on it while it's wet and place it back on the quad. You'll basically make this propeller brittle, and this will eat away plastic. Check out the instructions for Loctite and what it's used for. Again, support the arm and the amount of pressure it took to take this off. I'm not a fan of these small Allen keys. They will slip out of my hands. Also take note, when you do this, there are two areas of interest. I'm working on number 3. There's a number 3 and the direction the propeller is going. And there is a number or an arrow as well. And it will say B prop on there. I put all the screws in there. I could place each of the props where they came off. I really don't have to, because like I said, there's an arrow, a number, and a direction on the propeller. But you have to know if you want the grays are in the back, red are in the front. Yes, you may want to stay tuned, because I got all these screws. Time lapse. Now we want to take the quadcopter, turn it around, and work with it as close to you, not far away. Once we have all 8 screws out, we will turn the quadcopter upside down. Now that we have all the propellers off, each of the screws was a nice, gentle amount of pressure. And I'm not going to over torque it when I put these back on. I do want to inspect my brand new Blade 350QX. All the propellers to see if they have any hairline cracks. They do not. turn the quadcopter upside down. You're going to use the smallest wrench. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. About 33 screws. I will work on each one from right to left. And they are very, very loose. Hardly any pressure whatsoever. Time lapse. Last screw or bolt. Most of them were very loose. 2 of them with the amount. What I had to do was go through the grommet, and that allowed me to get all the bolts out, especially over here with the landing gear. Now that all the screws are out, you really don't need to use these Allen keys unless you want to take the motherboard out, or the motors, which uses the thicker keys. There are 4 screws for the motors, which are not needed to come out because we're not going to do that route. If you're uncertain how things come apart, take your time, ask information. This is where the area is going to separate. So grabbing the quadcopter, turning it back right side up, it is going to separate. So do not just pull things, let it gently come up by its own pressure, meaning don't force things. Use your nails to get underneath. There you can see it just was a little bit of pressure on there. Let your nails do the work. And now this will come off very easily. Now is the time. If you want to paint this, go ahead, paint it. You can take the motors off, cover everything up. That is your choice. This is the part we're going to be working on as well. Take note. Blade has listened. They have cut the board right over here, and they cut it down to size. That is amazing how they have listened to feedback. So this is the reversion body updated. I'm very proud of that. I'll take a picture for you and I'll post it up. Do it right here live. Now if I take a look at this and I start from one side, it looks pretty neat. It's got the black self-adhesive in there. Everything's laid out nicely, and I noticed right away that the copper that they give you is kind of ripped. Not the best in the world. I'm not going to be picky. I'll take a picture. They still use the white hot glue in here to hold down things. And we're ready to go. Now, I do want to take this GPS antenna out. I do have the old one somewhere. I threw it away out of the area. And it's G297. I'm going to have to lift this part up and take this off. And man, let me tell you, if I had some other copper, which I do, I got some extra copper, I could just lay it right over there, and that's what I'm going to do. Now, you want to get yourself a screwdriver, a knife, whatever it takes to get this off. That's all up to you. There's a little pinch over here that holds the GPS. GPS is off. is held on by rubber cement. Get underneath the alt receiver. Try not to get my hands in the way. The copper shield is held down. They got a piece of foam that protects the sensor. I'll take a picture for you guys there. And now I'm going to detach my GPS, my fingers, very gentle. And this I'm going to place to the side in the container. I need to now work on my GPS and see if I can get it to fit into the new body. When I put this on, just the way it is, I want to make sure I don't pinch any wires. Very important. They say if you push down, it's going to apply pressure to the battery tray. So what I'm going to be doing now is I don't need to have these two tabs here. These are a pair of tin snips, flush cuts, whatever you want to call it. I can snip them off, but before I do that, I wonder if I could heat it up, bend them down, which I am. I'll do one at a time. The back one I may have to cut off. Back one I will cut off. Snap it into place. And maybe get some glue, and that will solve my problem of this pushing down on the battery tray. I have to think this out. I don't want to really reopen this up another time. I want to do the best I can do getting this working for me. This is aluminum tape. It's got some self-adhesive on it. If I fold it, it's going to be sticky. Be careful not to cut yourself. It's pretty sharp. I'm going to place a piece underneath. One, it'll protect, one, it'll stick, and two, it'll stop the RF from below. Now I can connect my antenna back up. And I want to make sure I support the bottom. While doing my best to press it on. It is on, and give a nice little tug. I lift up on the paper and I place it back the way it was on. this is where I need, it just popped up, this is where I need to correctly foil the inside. I do have my GPS on. All we have to do now is reverse order, close everything up, place your screws on, and do a test. We're all set up here, ready to go. You can see the GoPro app is on and the Wi-Fi. We are going to turn the transmitter on and the quadcopter, and it's going to be GPS disabled. Now let's turn the quadcopter off, shut the transmitter, and we're going to hold the trainer GPS enabled right stick to the left. As soon as you hear the first beep, let go of the trainer, but keep holding the right stick to the left until it initializes. Turn the quadcopter on first. Hold the transmitter, right stick. Get ready to turn on when the blue light's flickering. Listen for the beep. Let go. Transmitter is in binding. 2 beeps. It's safe to let go. And let's see how quick GPS enables with the Wi-Fi on. Count them. You'll see how quickly it goes. Now I cannot fly with the DX4E. I have trouble trying to arm the blades. I guess it's just the way it is. And when I use the DX6i, I automatically go into GPS disable. I do have to go get a new transmitter. So it is a nice clear blue sky with some haze there. So I will get GPS lock in a few seconds. 30 seconds should be the thing. Let's see what happens. Standby beep, and normally 30 seconds would be what everybody's talking about. This is foiled. There we go. GPS is locked with Wi-Fi. Just for the hell of it, let's see if I can arm it. Yes, I can. So I'm not going to go for a flight, but there you have it. You got your quadcopter all ready to go. The test is completed. Wi-Fi is on. You can see the little blue blinking light. I'm going to place it right on top of the unit and see if it loses the GPS. GPS is lost. So, there goes your theory. New improved GPS, I'm not trying to say it's bad. Shut the camera off. Let's shut Wi-Fi off. I always like to wait another 10 seconds to make sure my Wi-Fi is off, which it is. Place it right on top. It's not good to place things on top obstructing the unit. It's on standby. So it is a better improvement if you ask me, but Wi-Fi, I guess, is still a little jumpy. So on that note, it is fair to say nothing is around obstructing it. See how fast GPS locks. GPS is locked. I want to turn my GoPro stop on recording. Shut it off. And this is the way I like to start things up. Notice the GPS is on. And we're going to now turn the transmitter on, which it is. Turn both quadcopters on. And we're going to wait for this baby to GPS lock. Should take about a minute. Now when it locks up, my next step will be to let it sit for another 10 to 15 seconds. Get to the GoPro camera, turn it on, wait 5 more seconds, then turn the camera to record. Both of them are locked. They give the standby beep. Now I'm going to turn my camera on. It's hard for you guys to see. We are on record. And I could come back at a later time and this will still be GPS locked. So now I'm going to turn the quadcopter around. Going to take it out of its mount. I'm going to turn it around for you once again. Camera is still on record. GPS failure. Take it away and do the same thing to the other one. It locks back up. GPS failure. Take it away. Place it to the front over here. GPS is right here. Place it to the back right here. Do the same thing to the blade right here. And right about here. Place it right up over here. And final test. The same height right about here. I hope these tests are to your liking, that it'll make you decide if it's worth getting the new and improved Mauser GPS or keeping the Blade GPS, or waiting for, in May, the Blade's improved GPS. So you have all those choices to make. So let's go ahead right back to the videos. Let's go back inside and wrap up this review. One of the things I did not show was removing the battery after the GPS was installed. Remember those clips, those snap ring connectors? Remove anything that's obstructing out of the way. Pull the battery out. Placing it back in is as simple as pushing it on. I could sit here for many minutes trying to get the GPS to lock in the house. It's just not working out. Maybe if I move the quadcopter a little bit closer to the window, I doubt it. But anyway, if you see somebody doing a modification out there, finding an improved parts, will it work for you as well? Well, that's the chances you have to take. Don't just take everybody's word out there. Oh, I gotta go get that one. Give it a chance. Decide if it's for you. For me, I had no choice but to get another GPS. And I made that decision because I read the forums and I read what the people said that it would work for the 350. It did. It fitted. I had to modify the quadcopter, and I showed you how simple it is to do. And here I have now my other quadcopter with the FM 350 body. And that's going to be ready for flight. Now, did it fix the Wi-Fi issue? You tell me. You've seen the video. I'm not going to be that guinea pig. Put this GoPro on the blade and go fly it, or even the 350 FM body. I'm going to more likely go put a less expensive camera on, and it's going to be repetitive, the same flying feel. So it may be best just to take the GoPro, put it away, not worry about taking videos. That's up to you to decide what works best for you. So there you have it. Still waiting for GPS lock. On that note, the infamous hat toss. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for joining HeliFreaks.com and enjoy the tutorial. Stay tuned for this important message. It may be important or not, but enjoy. If that's all you're interested in, do thank you very much for viewing, and we'll get a flight out there in the video to come. But if you want to continue on, let's start the next project of placing on foil. I will do that in the next segment. So on that note, I do thank you once again. Check out part 2, continuation of correcting the new improved GPS interference, whatever you like to call it. Have a great day. Got a lot of work to do, and we're going to foil this on. One of the things, what was that, Dwayne? You're a little jealous? No. Give it some time. GPS is locked, and you're going to see how quickly GPS would disappear. Now, blade's not going to lock up, are you? It did.